I think this is an important conference as countries get themselves together for the 2015 agreement. There are a number of high priority issues such as technology transfer, what to do with financing that are emerging. So we're following that very closely.
And the GEF is the Global Environment Facility. I mean, in terms of global mitigation efforts from a GEF perspective, how would you assess how different regions in the world are progressing?
It's difficult from the GF perspective to say how different regions are progressing, but as you know, each and every recipient country has their own allocation from the GEF to program their money for mitigation purposes. And we're coming to an end of what's called the GEF 5 period, and so the countries have until June of 2014 to utilize the GEF resources to address their mitigation challenges. And right now we have about 80% of the financing available programmed in various countries. Some countries are already done. In other words, what they wanted to do in terms of the GF resources, they're already done. There is also a number of countries that have yet to program anything. So we're encouraging these countries to talk to us, talk to our agencies, as well as the network to ensure that they can utilize the GEF resources efficiently to address their mitigation challenges. Another element we're encouraging and working very closely with the countries is the reporting as well as convention obligations. And here we're talking about the national communications as well as the biennium update reporting where countries are supposed to be reporting on their emission profiles as well as priorities on every 2 years. And we started support for these programs about a year and a half ago. So at this point for the biennium update reporting, we have up to 26 countries requesting support. And we want to make sure all the eligible countries will come to us and access financing so they can utilize the resources to comply with what parties have agreed upon in terms of reporting back to conventions. So that could help inform the 2015 decision making.
Yeah, I guess transparency is key. We heard over the weekend that the parties had agreed as to the framework for an MIV system, which could start in 2014. In terms of transparency then, is that a sort of major focus of the GEF in terms of developing transparency when it comes to various countries' mitigation commitments and how far they're progressing towards hitting those targets?
Certainly, of course, we have been supporting all these reporting as well as inventory type activities, but we also have had in our portfolio in GEF 5, the current portfolio, a number of countries interested in actually establishing the MRV systems. And that support for MRV as well as ex-post assessment of emissions would be something that we are keen to support in the next phase of GEF 6, subject to agreement among countries that are negotiating on the replenishment as well as strategy for the next GF period.
Okay, and it does seem in many respects to be a tough financial climate. I'm not asking you to get into all the intricacies of climate finance, but how would you outline the sort of the finance debate at this conference at the moment?
Well, I think climate finance and the so-called evolving architecture, as well as all the pieces that are coming together, is something we're certainly monitoring very closely. We're part of that dialogue. From the GF perspective, we can clearly say that we are here to promote synergy as well as complementarity among the different climate financing instruments. We're here, we have been part of the interim secretariat of the Green Climate Fund. We seek to continue to work very closely with GCF. We also work very closely with a number of bilateral as well as multilateral sources of climate financing. After all, we operate on the incremental financing model. So it's very important for us that we continue to promote synergy as well as complementarity among the different climate financing instruments available.
Thank you very much. Thank you.